Today's video, we're going to do a first aid kit. There are a lot of different kinds of first aid kits, and I have one, my personal first aid kit that I have. It's used for work, and I keep it in my truck. And it's large. It's a large stat pack that I keep everything in. This right here that I've got laid out, I think is the essentials. These are things that I think, one, save lives, and two, they're comfort. The boo-boo items like band-aids. But even in a worst case scenario, any infection is not good, and so band-aids help keep infection out, as do antibiotic creams and those types of things. So I'm going to go through each of these things one by one. I'm going to start first with the tourniquet. Tourniquets are important. Any major bleed should have a tourniquet put on it if it's on your arm or leg immediately. And if you can't afford a tourniquet or don't want to invest in the money, because they are expensive, they're about $30. A triangular bandage works, is folded, and if you know how to use it, can and dub as a tourniquet. And maybe we'll do a video about that one day. So a tourniquet and a triangular bandage. If you don't have a tourniquet, I would do two of the triangular bandages. Also then, what they call a nab pad. This is a highly absorbent, large gauze that you can use for large wounds. Say, if you were to really cut your stomach or something like that. This is what they call it. Brand name is Curlex, but it's just roller gauze. These are compressed and vacuum sealed, but actually they're about 3 inches in diameter when they aren't compressed, and they're 4 yards of gauze, 4.5 inch wide. I recommend that you have at least one of those in your kit. You can't go without tape, and this is brand name Coban, but it's I don't even know a generic name or what you call it. It's just a wrap that you use. It's a bit sticky, sticks to itself. This is it's a tourniquet, but it's not a blood stopping type of tourniquet. But this will help hold bandages in place and those types of things. Trauma shears. These help cut off closing. These can cut through SAM splints or exposed wounds, or whatever you need. A good pair of scissors is important as well. And then compressed crinkle gauze. This is gauze that's kind of accordion style inside there, and so as you pull it out, it's good for, ideally, if this was if this was a hemostatic agent, you could use this to stuff wounds like bullet holes or something like that in an abdomen where you really can't stop bleeding otherwise. I have a selection of band-aids and gauze, everything from little band-aids to big band-aids, and then just a couple of sheets of gauze. A SAM splint, or a moldable splint. These are like a metal inside wrapped with foam, and you can mold them. They're 3 feet long usually. You can mold them and shape them, and they make great splints. You can cut pieces off of them to make finger splints or splints for smaller arms or anything else. An emergency blanket, I think, is important as well. If somebody starts going into shock, and many people do with significant trauma or other problems, then an emergency blanket is important. Steri strips. These help close wounds. These is just a small one. The 3-inch ones, they make bigger and they make smaller. So I kind of picked an average. And then we just got a box of medicines and a couple of other things here. Dramamine. These are cleansing wipes, and burn gel and burn cream. And then in here I have a number of different packets of little medicine. This particular one is aspirin. Aspirin belongs in every first aid kit because this saves lives and can make a difference for those who are having a heart attack. And so one pill of these aspirins for somebody who is having a heart attack, at least for this dose. If you have baby aspirin, you need to give 4 of those. But then I have just some different types of pain relievers, antibiotic creams. I have the brand names of these would be Excedrin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, and then of course some, like I said, some antibiotic cream and Pepto-Bismol in there, a couple of tabs of that. And then, a convenient way to store this where you can access everything, a small backpack. You can go online and buy specific small bags that hold this stuff, but they can be very expensive. And so, you can bag it how you want, but this is what I think is a great first aid kit right here.